Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, guys, this is my review recap. Tyler Perry Sistas, Dear Karma, Season 6, Episode 19. Baby, get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet, baby. You are now in the den, and we got a lot to talk about, a lot to discuss, a lot to break down. Are y'all ready? We ready? Let's go. Honey child, let me tell y'all, Gary was out here showing his whole behind, baby. He came in here talking about some Andy wasn't nothing. Okay, she ain't ish. She don't mean not a zero zip. Okay, to me, I ain't got nothing for her. We ain't hear nothing about no wives. We ain't hear nothing about no kids. We ain't hear nothing about Jasmine. We ain't hear nothing about his special needs child. Honey, we ain't hear nothing but lies, lies, okay? And the fact that Andy and them was still standing around, I said, baby, I would have been on up out of here, okay? We did not hear a damn thing but him actually telling Penelope the same things about Andy that he used to be telling Andy about Jasmine. Wow, how the tables turn round and round we go. Okay, merry go round. In the meantime, baby, we ain't know about all the women that he went with. I said, ain't none of this stuff gonna be brought up. I mean, it is a lot happening all at once. I get it. But I said, baby, if we spilling the tea, let's go ahead and spill it all out. Now, brother getting mad, which I, what I'm saying, fully understand. Danny over here showing her whole freaking behind. And Tony said, listen, little boys do this crap that you doing, okay? Not real men. I'm ready to take my belt off and whip your ass. And you know how I feel about that, y'all. I'm all for Gary getting a behind kicking, okay? Y'all know that I'm always down with the whoop that trick, whoop that trick, whoop that trick. I say, yeah, come on, do it. Everybody should have been jumping on Gary, okay? Everyone. But no, we don't do that, we still just go ahead and tell him to just get the hell on up out of here, all right? And Andy and them leave not too long after. Now, Danny, I was here for you on some parts, all jokes aside. I know last week I was saying you are me and I am you, but the difference is, honey child, baby boo, I would have been telling my good sis to say what's up to Jordan from the jump, okay? We would have been doing that immediately, okay? Everything else, the sit down, okay, the table talk, the what's cooking, or whatever else would have been out the door, okay? My girl would have had to talk, and then we would have been saying, keep on walking, I ain't talking to you anymore. We would not have still been standing there, okay? Not even for a second. Child, then we basically get, Fatima and Zach having this conversation, a little heart to heart. And we get into the daggone end and getting a call, which we all been waiting to see what the heck is going on while all these ambulances here. I hope little baby Michael gonna be okay. But let's go ahead and get into this episode, y'all. Break it on down, take it from the top. You know how we do. So we picked up exactly where we left off, guys. All right, we have, Penelope coming in and saying, what's good? What did I hear? You know what I'm saying? Rewind that back. Say it again for me, because I don't hear what you saying. Girl, you can't talk the same time as me, y'all. She was in here watching it too, and she said, yeah, we ain't going for this, okay? We fight and we go at dawn. Now, child, we basically, you know, got Penelope saying, what's good? Like, tell me the deal. Tell me the truth. Like, don't play no games. Say what you got to say. Andy still kind of being like, are you sure? I really don't want to say nothing. I don't know. Danny over here on her. Listen, girl, he been messing with both of them. If you don't tell her, I'm going to tell this type of thing. And they telling Danny to chill, be quiet for a minute. And Andy asked her if she's sure. She said, yes, I am. Just let me know what was happening. So Andy basically says, look, we was in a relationship. We was in love. So I thought, okay, things wasn't working out. I didn't know which way was up. I had broke up with him, and then I figured that I could maybe work it out with him. I thought I was trying to, I thought he was trying to work it out with me too, but he wasn't. And we basically are done. So she asking how long ago was this, and she basically tells her it was a week ago, 7 whole days, okay? And she basically like, you freaking kidding me? Like a week? Okay, we doing the math. The math ain't mathing because we know she a whole 7 months damn pregnant, okay? So basically, of course, we already done, pretty much calculated that obviously he had to be talking to them during the same time, all right? And if we couldn't get no worse, if it could not go even lower, child, we finding out it's the same damn ring. We finding out, child, we got the same perfume on, okay? Andy over here noticing the smell of her perfume. We both got cars. We both got apartments or whatever. So she was like, you mean to tell me I'm pregnant and he asking you to marry you? Andy tells her, yeah, whatever. Now, of course, she crying and she getting upset. And, we don't want her to get too upset because at the end of the day, she is still pregnant with this daggone baby. And she's asking Andy if she lying. And Andy is like, no, this is the truth. Andy looking at Sabrina and Danny and basically saying to both of them, like, I'm telling the truth, right? And they both saying, yeah. So Danny is the one that actually notices the ring. And Andy looking at that and is like, damn, same freaking ring. Andy's basically telling her, like, that's my ring. And she was like, I know y'all freaking lying. Like, I can't. So Andy keeps telling her, I'm sorry over and over and over and saying I didn't want to tell you or whatever, right? And she's basically like, I heard him talking to somebody named Andy one time on the phone, and he basically said how it was a guy that he worked with, and she's like, nope, wasn't no guy, it was me, right? And so at this point, Andy is finally starting to just come out with everything and be open about it or whatever, right? Might as well, like I said, tell it all if you gonna tell it. And she was asking, you wearing Lunica? And she was like, what? She was like, I smell it. That's the same perfume that he got from me when we went to Paris. They both basically say Paris at the same damn time. So this is obviously something that, freaking Gary just does on a regular freaking basis, I guess, with every damn body, because that's just the narcissist that he is, right? And, we saying how he's a liar, and she's like, yeah, he's a son of a bitch. He lied. That's what Penelope says. She's like, oh, that bastard. At this point, she's furious now. She's actually telling them, don't touch her. And they saying, please, you should calm down. Calm down for the baby. She says she needs to sit down. So, she was saying, go ahead, sit down. I'm going to sit down or whatever. But in the meantime, she's steadily yelling at them not to touch her, right? So they all standing around her, and at this point the fellas come back in the house or whatever, and they just talking all regular. They don't have no idea what done went down in here. They saying, we got everything, it's calmed down now, we might not be having the steak, but we can still have the ribs. And they like seeing everybody faces saying, what's going on, why are you looking like that or whatever, right? What's happening in here, you good? So she's like, nah, I'm not good. I'm far from being good. And he's like, what's wrong? And he's like, anybody gonna tell me? Somebody tell me. Here goes Danny again. Oh, I'm gonna be the one to tell him. First she was saying, I think it should be him over there. Okay, that mother ucker should be the one to tell you, right? He needs to start talking. And Gary over here, like, with the stupid face, like, I have no clue what y'all talking about. Why y'all looking at me or whatever. And she was like, tell them, Gary. If you don't, I'm going to tell them. Penelope basically backs that up and says, tell them, Gary. So he over here nervously laughing, talking about shit, yeah. And they like, come on, Gary, start talking. So, Danny acting like this damn thing about to bust out of her, is eating at her. Her damn tongue is burning up. She can't wait to freaking speak. She like, nah. It ain't gonna be none of that bullshit. You gonna say everything that needs to be said right here in front of all of us so we can make sure that you not lying. And he's saying how it's a private matter and he want to talk, to Penelope in private. And Danny's like, I'm sorry. Like, ain't shit private. We ain't going for that. She over here doing the damn speaking in tongues and shit, and then just get up and start going, spitting it all out like it's damn water child. She was like, nah, I can't. She said, your friend has basically been messing with my friend and your sister at the same exact time. They've been sharing the D. Okay, it's been going down. He lied to both of them or whatever the case may be. And Jordan is saying, wait, as freaking Danny is talking, and Danny ain't waiting for nothing. She basically just keeps going. He asked Andy to marry him. She actually has sense for 2.5 seconds and said no. He asked your sister to marry him. He bought Andy an apartment. He bought your sister an apartment. He bought Andy a car. He bought your sister a car. He got them the same damn ring. He basically gave her Andy's ring after Andy turned him down. And he's just looking like, you gotta be freaking kidding me, right? So, of course, now he's going first instinct, ready to fight Zagon Gary, and they tell him, nah, chill, calm down or whatever, right? And, he's asking Andy if it's true, and Andy is like, yeah, and then he was saying, how long was this? And, Danny's basically like, great question, a month. And so, he was like, they asked how Penelope Y'all know what I'm trying to say, child. My words getting tongue tied. How far along she is, and she's saying 7 months, and Danny's like classy. So, child, when they hold him back or whatever, he had calmed down for a minute. And Tony was telling him, like, yo, you got a lot of explaining to do. Like, this is not cool. You've been around us all this damn time, smiling in our face, acting like you one of us. And Gary telling them that this don't have nothing to do with themselves, you know. And he was like, nah, this is some real bullshit. It do have to do with us because you involved all of us. We brought you into our circle. And so he was like, you know, we try to value each other as men. We don't do shit like this. This is some shit that little boys do. This whole time you was pretending to be our friend. And he said, since you want to be a little damn boy, you know, I should take off my belt and whip your ass like you a little boy. And then they got to freaking hold him back. And then they saying, everybody chill. You know, of course, Danny in the back talking about whoop that ass now. I ain't gonna lie, I probably would have been screaming that too. So they saying, nah, calm down. We don't need to do this. If anything, we supposed to be trying to keep it calm so that we can kind of keep Penelope calm so that nothing don't happen to her and the baby. That's the bigger picture, you know, not Gary and all his damn nonsense and all this other foolishness that's going on. This damn Gary still proceeds to walk over to her like, please give me the chance. I really want to sit and talk with you by yourself, you know. Yes, I did mess with her for a minute or whatever the case may be just because she was there. Not because I care about her. I don't care about her the way I care about you. You know, I love you. I'm not in love with her. She's nothing, not a zero zip to me, okay? She ain't ish, all right? But a bag of garbage on the side of the street. That's mad as well what he mad as well have damn said, y'all. Okay, he said, yeah, I was getting some sex from her here and there, but she not marriage material. I said the ninja that ain't shit, okay, and that is not marriage material him damn self and wouldn't no commitment if it slaps him in the damn face, have the nerve and the audacity to say that somebody else is not marriage material. And I'm just wondering why they was still standing there that whole time in her freaking face. Like I said, I would have been like, okay, yeah, this is y'all business, this is on y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and slide up out of here. But they was still there waiting while he's talking all of this whole time. Then Jordan go ahead and walk up to him and was like, Gary, you need to leave, because apparently all the times the friends told him to leave, the times Penelope told him to leave, none of that was getting through to his thick skull, and he was still trying to sit here and hold a damn conversation with her. And then finally, after the last time that Jordan said for him to leave, he was like, he leaving. So Andy go ahead and pick up her pocketbook and she say, yeah, I'm leaving. And of course her girl's gonna follow her or whatever. And Jordan gonna stop and be like, Andy, did you know about this? He's like, Andy, wait. And then gonna say, did you know about this whole time? And she over here saying, I'm sorry about all of this. And she's like, no, I didn't. Then Sabrina touches him and she's walking out. And she's like, no, she really didn't know about this. Like, huh? So then, you know, they just reassuring, like, you know, Sabrina's guy and Tony as far as damn Danny, okay, which by the way, Danny needed to take her damn behind home to talk to freaking Preston, okay, let's be very clear about that. Is telling both of them that they hope that they can still speak to them and see them again. Sabrina tells him, yeah, you will, and Danny's telling Tony that she's gonna go ahead and see him at work or whatever, and then she says that she's sorry about this, so they go ahead to leave. Now Jordan tells the fellas that he'll talk with them later. He asking them if, you know, he's good. They ask him, I should say, if he's good, and he say, yeah, he is, right? So they go ahead to leave. And that was pretty much all we seen from Jordan and, you know, Penelope. I'm assuming that he was, you know, there comforting his sis as he should. Now, over here at this party where Calvin took Maurice out to, and I'm sorry, y'all, but I really didn't care about this at all. You know, I guess it was cute. He here partying and he telling the people how glad he is that everybody came out to see him or whatever. And some guy come up to him saying how he would like to get him know him better, you know, like to get to know him better. But it's a little loud here. He don't really like these loud type of places. Like, can we go for a walk? Can we go down over by the park? Typical Maurice, he over here, I don't know about no parking. I ain't trying to go nowhere with nobody. That's what got me in trouble in the first place. So then he like, well, can I give you my number? He asking for a paper and a pen. He said, child, what year is this? Do you know that we got social media? We got cellular phones? Like, go ahead and put my number in the phone. Now, homeboy over here being nosy, talking about, ew, is that somebody that you in a relationship with, you in love with? Okay, is that my competition that you got on your phone? And Maurice was like, nah, that's actually a friend that a very good friend that passed away a couple years ago or whatever that I lost. And he was like, well, here's to making, new friendships. And Maurice was saying, yeah, maybe, okay, maybe I'll call you, we'll see. So when Maurice's friend comes over to him, he like, ooh, that was a little cutie. Like, what's going on with that? Are you going to call? Maurice talking about, hell to the yeah, I'm going to call. Okay, I want to leave and go with him right then, but I'm trying to play it off, okay, and play hard to get and act like I don't want it when I really do. So I said, okay, that might be cute. We'll see. Because child Maurice be making me nervous. I don't be knowing about him and his choices sometimes. So I was glad he didn't jump into anything else, right? And moving on from there, we basically have went to the girls just riding in the car and Zanny still going off and Sabrina being like, all right, Zanny, calm your ass down, like enough is enough. Sometimes you be doing too much, and this is one of those times. Like, look at her face right now. She don't need to hear all of that with you going on and on and on or whatever. How about we just sit in silence? And so she was saying she was going to drop them all home, and Danny was like, no, I'm not ready to go home. And I said, okay, Danny, one thing I can say is that you do have a lot of energy when it comes to other people's situations, but then you want to avoid your own and you don't want to hear it when it's coming back, girl. We can't do that. We can't be hypocriting out here, okay? What works for the goose works for the gander. Like, what time are you going home to talk to freaking Preston? At this point, I'm going to be a damn skeleton buried in my grave by the time you get there, girl. Like, enough is enough already. But they call her freaking Karen. She calls her up. She says she had an idea. She calls up Karen. Karen, like, what's going on? And she's like, girl, we out here. And she was like, what? Did something happen? Did it go bad with your dates? She was like, nah, it wasn't that, but it was something else. Like, what are you doing? Can we come through? So Karen is telling her, yeah, sure. So she was like, how long is going to be before you get here? And Danny asked Sabrina how long it would take. And Sabrina said, we would probably be there in about 15 minutes. She said, okay, well, then I'm going to see you in 15 minutes. Andy, do you want to go there? Andy didn't answer nothing. So she was like, yeah, she do. So they say they're going to be on their way there. And Karen is basically like, okay, see you in a bit. And she like, damn, what the hell done happened? Like, what's going on now? So, we on our way to go there, right? Now, because Danny made it perfectly clear, like, oh no, I don't want to go there or whatever, right? Still trying to avoid going home to talk to Preston. So we get on over to Zachary house, okay? Him and Fatima laid up in the bed. He having a hard time sleeping, okay? Getting insomnia like I be getting in here and just saying that he's restless and he can't go to sleep. And we get into this whole conversation just about his decision making. He's still kind of thinking about that and how he even ended up in this situation and how 5 minutes that he can't even remember because he was so drunk. Like, he literally don't even remember busting nothing, okay? He came in with and didn't know a damn thing, and how his friends was just amping him up and pushing him and all of that. And she's basically like, now I got a child out of this. He's basically saying to Fatima, that's for the rest of my life, that is an innocent child that's stuck into a situation with a crazy ass mother could possibly be getting abused and all this other stuff just for something that wasn't even 5 minutes. And Fatima like, damn, 5 minutes. And then he talking about how he only paid her $20 and how he was so amped to be in a VIP room because he had never been in one before. I said, Jesus Christ, 5 minutes and $20, child, is definitely crazy. All right. Now, in the meantime, Fatima's trying to make like little jokes about it, and he's like, yeah, your jokes is not really helping. Like, if you're trying to make me feel better about the situation, you're really not. And he was, she's still pretty much saying the same thing she was already saying to him in terms of when she sees him, with Michael and how he is with him, that she sees that he, could be a good father and how he cares about him and all of that. And Zach is saying how all of this is not cool and how he just wants to be a good father, and she's just reiterating that he will be and that he has so much love to give, and he's going to be on point and all of that. And Zach is saying how he don't want his son to grow up a fatherless black boy. He knows the importance of having a child, being a father to a child or whatever. And Fatima's like, you won't be. And he just kept going on and on about the 5 minutes, and Fatima was like, what was 5 minutes that night? Was only 5 minutes or whatever. And she like, 5? Looking at him all damn crazy, and he's saying how he was drunk out of his mind or whatever, right? And he was mad at Karen about something. And this was just like, through one of the breakups that they had. And him and the boys had went to the club and it just was like, yeah, we on and popping. We went straight to the VIP. He wanting to feel good and all of that. And so she was like, oh, so you have money to go to VIP? And it's like, I had $20. Like, child. Anyway, child, she even took him to the VIP for $20, and she was just basically like, all right, well, let's try to get a little rest. We gonna cuddle, we gonna spoon or whatever. Gonna go ahead and relax, really release. There's really nothing that we could do right now. So, we'll go ahead and discuss this and see what we gonna do and figure out what's gonna happen when we wake up in the morning. Okay, cool. So we get to Karen house, the girls or whatever, right? And Danny and them come walking in, oh, I need a drink. I really wish I could drink right now. And it's like, I don't have no drinks here. What do you mean you don't have no drinks here? You threw them all out after getting with the preacher. And it's like, no, chick, you drunk them all up when the last damn time you was here, right? So I don't have no more. And it's like, Andy, what's wrong? What's going on? Because we got to tell Danny to shut up again. Danny trying to do too much damn talking and interrupt every freaking minute. And they singing, you be quiet. If Andy want to tell Cameron anything about this, then we will let her say it when she's ready or whatever, right? Nobody else should be talking. So, here go Danny. Okay, well, I'm going to be quiet. I ain't got nothing to say, because everybody get mad at me when I speak the truth. So I'm not going to say anything else. And Andy was actually like, thank you. Because at this point, it just feels like you're coming down at me and like you're enjoying me being inside this negative space. And she's like, girl, I'm your friend. Like, you don't appreciate having real friends when you need them, huh? You don't know a real friend when you see them. And, Andy was telling her it doesn't feel that way right now, okay? Now, child, Gary brung his raggedy behind over to damn Hayden house. Really didn't care about this either. Now, Hayden over here living his best damn life, having a drink. Okay, he got Samara upstairs sleeping. And he's saying, man, why you banging at my damn door like you the police? What's going on? Gary over here asking, can he drink some of what Hayden drinking? And he like, nah, you ain't going to be here that long. Like, get to the point. What the hell do you want? So he telling him, a little snippet, a little sneak peek. Of course, he don't go into all the details of how he just bumped into Andy over at the damn guy house, Jordan or whatever the case may be, right? And Hayden like, oh, that's not good. And he was like, yeah, it's not, because I actually, haven't told the whole story. And Hayden is like, what? And he was like, well, his sister is somebody that I was dating and she's pregnant. And Hayden is like, what? You got a whole damn girl pregnant out here in these streets and you've been all acting crazy over Andy? Because he was confused about it at first, like, oh, well, just go talk to Andy or whatever. And he's telling him, like, you got a lot of nerve to be trying to come over here and take shots at me and my relationship with Samara. Every minute want to say how I really don't know her like that or whatever. But yet your shit is thinking, okay, the pot calling the kettle back as usual. He was like, I'm good. My little boo thing is laying upstairs. Just because you in a bad situation, don't be trying to call me out and make me feel bad about mine. So he's like, well, just go talk to Andy. And he's like, oh, shit, that's bad or whatever. So he's telling him, like, come on, I need your advice right now. You a lawyer. I need you to be smart. I need you to tell me the right thing to do. And Hayden is like, I'm a lawyer, dog. Like, what being a lawyer got to do with anything of your situation? This is not a legal matter. And Hayden is like, yes, it is a legal matter because she's pregnant or whatever. There's a child involved. He said, okay, well, you got money, right? And then Gary like, yeah, I got a little money. What does that have to do with anything? He was like, so use your money, But now Gary want to be telling him like, oh, I love this woman and I didn't want to make a choice. I kind of just want to have my cake and eat it too. And Hayden was like, you sound crazy, right? And he talking about I sound like every other man. And that's when Hayden was like, except me, you know what I'm saying? I don't got the problem you got. And Gary wanted to try to call him out like, yeah, but the girl you been with for, 2 weeks. So he's saying, but what do I do? What do I do? I need your help. And Hayden is basically like, I can't help you with that, dog. Like, you an idiot, and you're dumb, and you're trash. Okay, he ain't say that, but I'm saying that. So you're going to need a different type of help, Gary. Okay. But his answer to him was basically that he got some money, so go ahead and spend the money. And he was like, you don't have a problem then. So Gary was like, that's it. And he was like, yeah, that's it. And he says, okay, I don't understand you. And he was like, the understanding is that you need to make a choice, whether you want to make a choice or not. You have to make a choice, right? And so he was like, it seems like you made that choice tonight from what you're saying, because he was even telling him, like, go speak to Andy, apologize to her, whatever. And he's like, oh no, I can't do that. Things went too far. I said a whole lot of things. And then he's like, well, what did you say? And he told him that he didn't want to talk about that right now. He wasn't going to go into all of it. Then he's telling him how, hating that woman doesn't want you. And he was basically like, yo, so you're trying to attack me in my relationship because your shit got blown up. So he talking about, and he told him he was frustrated. Gary saying ain't nobody frustrated, that he just need advice. I said, no, you need a whole new damn mind, body, and soul, damn Gary, child. You need to be born again, repent, okay? And I doubt that that is happening. So anyway, he just was saying that he couldn't do, anything as far as Andy concerned. He was like, well, damn, basically, I don't know what the hell to tell you. So, you messed up. So he tells him ain't nothing new. So he said, okay, bro, bye. He go ahead and leave. Talking about thanks for all your help. And Hayden basically was like, okay, you welcome. Now, back at Karen's, Andy's just still sitting on this couch. She ain't saying much. And then little by little, she starts to spill the tea out to Karen. Like, we went over there. We met Jordan's sister. Just so happened that Jordan's sister is actually pregnant by, has a boyfriend. That was the first thing. And Karen is like, oh, no, don't tell me. And it's like, yeah. And she just so happens to be pregnant, very pregnant, okay? And every once in a while, Sabrina will add in, a word or two as Andy is giving the breakdown. And she's like, apparently, I had to sit there and listen to him on top of all of that, say that he doesn't love me, he doesn't care about me, he never wanted to be with me, and that I'm not marriage material. When his sister showed up, we find out that she has this boyfriend. We find out that she's pregnant. We find out that we both got an apartment. We find out that we both got a car. We find out that she is basically wearing the ring that this ninja sat here and asked me to marry, him with. And so, yeah, it got real messy, okay? And, Karen is like saying, wait, he said all of this in front of all of y'all. Yeah, all of us, Jordan, the new guy, his friends, okay, everybody and their mama on the block heard him. Now let me stop. So, Andy was saying at this point she feel like she need a drink, and Danny was saying, well, ain't none here. So, Andy's like, yo, he was an asshole. I always knew he wasn't shit. He wasn't shit then, and he ain't shit now. And Sabrina was saying that, she's right. So Andy was saying like, well, then why am I sitting here feeling like shit right now? And they telling her basically not to feel that way. And she was like, no, at the end of the day, I knew that this dude was married before, and I still continue to mess with him. And I said, hello. Thank you. Okay, wake up party, honey. I think that it has finally became a wake up call for Miss Andy that she knew this dude was married. She kept going back to him. She went through that whole situation with Jasmine. She went into the fake damn therapist. She went into the detective was showing the pictures. It's been thing after thing after thing with Gary. And let him come back around, buy you all these gifts, buy you this damn penthouse, buy you this car, and want to take these damn things from him, knowing that he was trash, girl. You knew, and you still was messing with him. So I'm so glad that she was acknowledging that. And I was kind of annoyed a little bit with the girls when they was over here. Like, I get it. I know you want her to, feel better and all of that and be on her side. But part of being a friend is not just sugarcoating it and making the person feel good about something. Is also being able to tell them the truth, okay? Yeah, I can give you a hug and support you, but also speak the truth to you and let you know, like, girl, yes, okay? You knew what time it was, and you still was messing with him, but now you're out of that. You're good now. You're moving on, and hopefully your behind is not going back to him no more. And Andy started going into this whole, am I not marriage material? And it's like, girl, That's not even where your head needs to be right now, in my opinion. Forget whether you are marriage material or not. Are you even just a whole person? Like, are you healed? Have you dealt with all the different traumas and the different things that you've been through? Not only in this relationship with Gary, but the things that probably preceded in this. Are you working on your damn self? Because we already know Gary ain't marriage material, so he's the last person to even tell you about that. Like, that is not what I needed you to get out of this, honestly. Okay? And they sitting around telling her like, no, your marriage material, don't say that. And Danny saying, don't let that ninja get to you, don't let him get in your head. And Karen saying, no, that's not true, you a beautiful person, you're a wonderful person. Just because you fell short and you made a mistake with one situation doesn't mean that it takes away from you in another situation, and doesn't mean that you don't have no value. And Sabrina telling her, he lied, you didn't know about this at first, or whatever the case may be, which he did. But when she eventually found out about it, she was still there. And Danny was saying like, it's bad, but it's not your fault. And they was all just telling her like, I'm glad that it is all out now, whatever. And she said, well, girl, maybe you need to do what I'm doing right now. And so Andy was like, what are you doing right now? Karen had told her that, and she was like, I'm taking a break from dating. And Andy was like, you are? And she said, yeah. So she was like, maybe I will do that. Here goes Danny. Girl, are you really taking a break? I don't think it's kind of a break, because you're kind of forced to do it because of the fact you're pregnant. And it's like, child, Danny, where you at? In the 50, child, in the 50s? Because, baby, and even back then, they probably did it. Women be dating when they pregnant. That don't mean that they don't have to. And then she talking about some, yeah, but it's not cute. You gonna be bumping and grinding in the damn club. And they told her, all that dancing wasn't necessary. As usual, she gotta be over the top, right? And so she was like, I could date if I really wanted to, but I really want to take this time and focus out on myself. So Andy was saying, yeah, maybe that is a good idea. Maybe I should do the same. And Danny was like, so you just gonna stop and not even give Jordan a chance, or whatever the case may be. When you just met a great guy, you're going to take a break right in the middle of that instead of seeing where it could possibly go. And Andy is like, yeah. She was like, maybe we should all take a break or whatever. So, of course, Danny was telling her that she should not let Gary, this whole, situation stop her from getting to know Jordan or whatever, right? And Sabrina was saying maybe that's why he did this in the first place, and we all know he's not a good guy. And she was like, I really think you should take a chance, and I think that you can move forward. And they was all saying Sabrina's right. And Karen was like, yeah, I'm with Brina on that. She was like, So next thing, here go Danny. Well, again, you were kind of forced, so I don't think that's a good example. Like, Danny, be quiet, okay? Sometimes you be right, but sometimes you be getting on my nerves, and you was getting on my nerves in that moment. So, she like, for the next 7 minutes, you gotta sit your behind down. So Karen was like, speaking of that, I ordered pizza, and Danny over here, I love pizza, but Sabrina said, no, child, we going home. You got unfinished business at your damn house, okay? You ain't getting no pizza, and I gotta get up in the morning for work. I said, hallelujah, hallelujah. Thank you, Sabrina. Okay, because we keep avoiding going home to talk to Dan Preston. Danny, get your ass home and talk to Preston, all right? So as much as we hungry and we want pizza, we going to have to order our own damn pizza when we get home. We talking about how we still never got to eat anything because of everything that happened. We got interrupted and we didn't even get to eat the food that Jordan and them was cooking. And they was like, yeah, well, you could go ahead and blame that on Gary. Now, back over with Fatima and Zach, her phone started ringing. They done got into a good sleep, cuddling up and everything. And she answered the phone, and it's the damn neighbor talking about, girl, this Fatima, you gave me your number, okay? We got an emergency over here, right? It's ambulances and everything outside. Y'all better get here as fast as y'all can. So she's waking up Zach, and he's basically like, what's going on? She like, I don't know, babe. We got to hurry up and get up with here. Ambulances is outside the house. That is how the episode ended, y'all. What did y'all think about this episode? It was so much going on in here, baby. I want to see what's going to happen next. I want to see what's going to go down. Now, it looks like, not that I give a damn about them, but it looks like Gary is coming back over to Hayden House. Do we think he finally found out some other information in reference to tomorrow, and he's purposely trying to come over there to tell Hayden about it so that, now his situation could be busted up because he feels so stink about his? Or is he coming back to talk about something else pertaining to Penelope? We also see that Preston and Danny are finally gonna have this conversation. He wants to know if she's sleeping with damn Tony, and Jordan apparently may still be interested in Andy because we see him calling her on the phone, okay? And Zach and Fatima, of course, finally make it over to Michael's. I thought that was going to be in this episode. I really hope that he is okay and nothing else has happened to him. I want to find out what the heck is going on with that. But y'all put it in the comments. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like, all that good stuff as far as this episode goes. What you think is going to happen. Anything that I left out or I didn't talk about, put that in the comments. We will talk about it down there. Give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you are so inclined. Till next time, y'all. Toodaloo.